Good day, traders. What's going on? Prof from Benco Forex Academy speaking. I'm here with update on V51s from the previous video that we did last week. We were talking about V51s selling to certain points and certain positions. Here we are. It has just reached those positions. I just want to remind you to support by subscribing to the channel so that I keep on posting these beauties that will help you even with your own strategy. This can be very insightful. It can help you decide. It can give you another lens to look at the market. So remember to subscribe and also hit the notification button so that you don't miss these analysis as I send them. I'm still waiting for us to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark so that I start sharing my strategy with you guys. I'm so excited and I'm happy. Let's just look at V51s again and see where we are expecting it to go. The last time we looked at V51s, it was around these areas. It had not reached to 1.272 yet. It was just around these areas, hovering here, and we were expecting it to come down to take out these lows. If you watched the previous video, we were expecting it to come down to these lows. That's what we said in that video. Now here we are. V50s has sold to these lows, and it has just traded into this order block here that I've highlighted using this shaded rectangle there. It has just traded into these areas. So what are we expecting V51s to be doing? I'm expecting now V51s to start buying. It should now start buying from here going up. But we should not be ignorant that we haven't taken out the lows. Remember the rule that I told you, that if this is a fourth wave coming, it should respect this high, because this fourth wave should not trade into the area of the first wave. So it should respect this high that we had highlighted there. So in other words, we are saying, let's just mark it there. We are saying that this is our invalidation point. Let's just reduce that. Oh, that's beautiful. So we are saying this here is our invalidation point. It should trade down to this, but it should not go beyond. It should not trade into the region of this price action given here on the first wave. So if this holds, then we would be there is a reasonable probability to then conclude that this was indeed wave number 4. But now, basing it on wave characteristics, you see that this one was a deeper correction. It was a deeper correction, correcting even up to below 0.786. So if this was a deeper correction, then according to the rule of alternation, because these will alternate, we would expect here that this one is going to be a flat. So if this is going to be a flat, what do we expect? This will not be a full wave 4 as it is. We would then expect this to go up to take out these highs. That's a flat. It should go up to take out those highs and go into the region of 105% or 123.6% or 138.2% up there. Then after that, we would then expect it to sell. The selling point of it is either this going to take out the low, but if this should hold, it then means it cannot come below the low. So we would be expecting either a running flat where we would then just retrace up to these areas, then we continue up into the fifth wave, or we would then expect there to have a regular flat where this one is going to form a double top instead of going above there. Then the other wave that would then come would then form that other wave to this point here, and expect from that point to start what? To start going into the fifth wave. So that's the overview there that we are expecting here. But we are faced with one challenge there. There is a little bit of a challenge. The challenge is that the price action given here, as you are seeing, has not been what? Has not been marked. Why has it not been marked? Because somewhere, somehow, it was an extension of some sort, and it was not marked correctly because of that. So if you then measure this wave against this wave, you see that, let's just see the retracements that we have on that particular wave. Oh yes, you see that by the time we get to this invalidation point, we would be at 68.1. So there is still probability that it might just come back again to test these lows and to take out these lows as we agreed. There is a probability that this might come correctively, preferably forming an ending diagonal or a triangle there, correctively up and down to this area before it can sell impulsively and strong. So it is possible that this is going to come down in a corrective way up to these lows after taking out this low and just pinning down into the price action of wave 2 and not trading into wave 2. Then we would expect this to then impulsively go up. When it impulsively go up, we want to catch that trade. We should catch that trade. Here I was talking about the relationship between this wave and the wave we are given here. You see that there is a chance, because these 5 waves were completed here and we had an ABC correction. There is a chance that this is another wave 1 being retraced by wave 2, and we might get a wave 3 to get to these areas, because remember, this is 1.168. This was just 1.272. So there is still probability that we might extend to these areas. We might come to these areas. And how we will come to those areas? Instead of this one now being a flat, we might just take up to those areas. Then after we are in those areas, we get a wave 4 and a wave 5 before we retrace back again to this area of what? Of wave number 2. So that's the overview that we have there. Let me just clear the chart before we make conclusions, because I have said a lot of things there. I've said a bunch of things there. Some of them can be confusing. Some of them can bring too much ideas. So we need a conclusion to say, well, Prof, where are we going with the V50s this week? So for now, if this is wave number 1, we're just summarizing everything. If this is wave number 1 and this is wave number 2, so we are going into wave number 3, we're expecting to buy. Then the second idea that we had there was that this might be a flat information. So if this is a flat information, this is the first ABC, then we would expect another ABC going upwards. Let me just use this price action here, flip it up. Oh yes. We might get something like that. So still, we will be going up. We can get the same mirror price action, completing this market cycle. We call this a market cycle. Completing this market cycle price action to then just take out these highs and start selling again. Let me just grab that. Before we can then go there. So this would be a complete flat price action that we would get from that. If all goes well, this is what we are expecting. So you have talked about this maybe being wave number 2 and expecting wave number 3. If we expect the wave number 3 to take us to this point here, if we get a wave number 3 to take us to this point here, and second option, this being the mirror image price action to get a flat, which will then come back to these areas again if it's a regular flat. Let me just put the line there. We should then come back to these areas again to form a regular flat, or we should then just dip a bit by wicking into the price action of wave number 2, accepting that this is invalidation point before we tank up. So all in all, we are expecting to be buying V50s. We are safe buying V50s this week than selling. So let's make sure we look for those buys. Let's look for those buys on V51s. Let's look for those buys on V51s. Let me just tell you a secret there. Where am I expecting my buy? I would expect the buy somewhere around this order block here. Somewhere in this order block here is where I would expect my buy. So even if I get this price action like this, forming an if a head and shoulder like that, that will even be beautiful. This is what we are expecting on a V51s. Again, let me remind you, don't you forget to subscribe to the channel, and also join our social media groups, our WhatsApp group, our Telegram channel, our Facebook, like the Facebook page. We appreciate that. Thank you very much and enjoy your trading. Have a peaceful week.